Hello, how are you today? Today I'm going to talk about the law of abundance. Why law of abundance? Because we have to talk about from the lack to abundance, how we can build a business from lack to abundance. If your mindset is in lack and thinking in lack and how we can change that lack to wealth. Wealth means around the business. Business can be your personal goals or professional goals. So, whatever your goals are, so today we're going to talk about what is a law of abundance. And it is a law, and we call a law of abundance. The law of abundance is working all the time whether we believe it or we don't believe it, is working day and night. So I'm going to give you some examples and what is from lack to abundance mindset. So if you thinking or feeling lack and how we can start to feel and experience the abundance and through the law of abundance, and you definitely going to start to change your mindset, and you definitely going to start to think differently. If your mindset is only on the money, and and we have to understand what is the money and how we can change that mindset from money to abundance, and we can experience the abundance. Abundance is not uh, money. Money is just a paper. It's just a paper. Just think about it a little bit, what I'm saying. Money is just a paper. And what is abundance? And how we can experience and feel the abundance. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Let me introduce myself. My name is Anita Bansal. I'm a consultant of thinking into results. So I am building my business and you can start building the business with me. And since I have learned these laws and the mindset, and I am learning every single day and I'm experiencing things every day according to how my mindset is changing, how I am thinking, how I'm feeling. And if we are not aware of that, how the mindset works, and we can start to feel lack, we can start to feel there's not enough. And how today I'm going to guide you, I'm going to show you how you can start to feel and think in abundance. Abundance is not a money. Money, of course, is just a tool we are using. What we have to understand on a deeper level, what is abundance? Because we are born with and within the abundance. You might be surprised to hear that. Yes, we are born with and within the abundance. We are not born without the abundance. We are not born without whatever the lack is for you. So we are working around business. Business can be your personal goal or professional goals, whatever your goals are. So definitely is going to help you. But today you have to think what I'm going to say, and you have to ponder your mind on that. And it might not make a sense for you, but what I'm going to talk about, this is the truth, this is a reality, and this what the reality is. And because we are not grown with that, we are not shown, we not show, we nobody show us what is abundance, or talk about it, or we all just talking about the money. So real abundance is, that's what I'm going to talk to you today, and that's what you're going to uh, experience, and that's what you're going to get the knowledge today. And I always felt there's no lack. I never felt lack actually when even I was little. I never focus on lack. Always felt abundance, and of course I experienced the abundance also. I always experiencing the abundance, but now I'm, because people are talking about money all the time, and people are talking about uh, just focus on the money, and you definitely start to think and feel lack. I never thought about, I never even talked about lack. I never even experienced the lack. Not though because I had a lot of money, it's nothing to do with the money. It's to do with your mindset. So let's start talking about the law of abundance. So I'm going to give you few examples, and with the examples you can relate to abundance. Otherwise, if I'm going to talk about the money, money is not abundance. Of course, it's just only tool to use. So real abundance, that's what I'm going to talk about, and that's what you're going to experience today. So let me stop sharing the slide with you. And okay, law of abundance. So what is a law of abundance? So I'm going to give you the examples, because with the example you're going to relate to the abundance. So today you're going to think about, and you're going to start to pond on your mind what I'm going to share with you. And it might not make the sense today, but more your focus is on a loss, and the more you're going to start to think and experience the abundance, because most of the time our focus is on money. So you have to take your focus from the money to abundance. So that's what I'm really talking about today. So let's start your mindset from the money to abundance, law of abundance. So we are building the business here. Business can be your personal goals or professional goals. So I'm trying to build my business, and you can start building your business also, because to understanding these laws, it makes sense, and then you can start living in abundance. I always felt um, abundance, and I never felt lack also. So let's start sharing today. I'm going to share the one example today from law of abundance. From one seed you get thousand seeds of trees and plants. Just one seed. Now you have to start to think your mindset on that. I remember I said that you have to pawn your mind, you have to focus from money to abundance, law of abundance. So start to think about a little bit. It's very deep what I'm sharing with you today. So we are talking about the law of abundance, from lack to abundance. So from one seed, in one seed, there is thousands of seeds of plants and trees. Think about that today. Do you think there is a lack in the universe world? No, it's not lack. Seed is your mindset. Seed is your mindset. And how we are thinking is a mindset. I'm going to break this in the part one. Today I'm going to talk about the part one. Then I will talk about in part two, and how we can relate to our mindset to these laws. So all you have to think about, there is a laws in the universe world. They are working all the time, day and night. So I'm going to give you another example, day and night, how you can convince yourself from lack to abundance. So, so this is important to think. If you're not going to think about these things, and you definitely going to stay in the lack, you're definitely going to experience the lack, and you're definitely going to stay where you are. So if you want to shift, if you want to change, you have to relate to these laws, and then you have to start to think about it a little bit. So I give you one example. From one seed you got thousands